Welcome to the Jello Jiggling podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Ward, and the Lakers finally on the winning side of something. They played pretty well today. They had their, ebbs and flows, especially defensively at times against a team like Memphis who can hurt them in a hurry with guys like Desmond, Bane, and John Morant. But I thought it was a pretty solid win. There's a few bright spots, and there's a few parts of the game where I'm like, I don't know about that. Like Jackson Hayes, for example. Jackson Hayes was basically played a no role in this game whatsoever, which is weird. I kind of get what JJ was doing, because you got Zach Edey, who's a giant and an actual beast in the paint, and then Triple J, who's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate and has won that award before. That seemed to cause Jackson trouble. He attempted one shot and actually made it. Right, he had 5 boards, 1 turnover. He played 17 minutes. He was noticeably absent on the floor. It was pretty strange. But one thing I have noticed with JJ Redick, though, is when he makes a decision about a player, right? Like, he's like, okay, well, this guy, I can't count on this guy, or this is just not a good matchup. He doesn't change his mind in game. He doesn't do it. Like, he saw that Hayes was not a good matchup for Edey or Triple J, and he just kept him off the floor. It was simple as that. And I guess I get it, because that lob threat was kind of taken away because Edey's just so damn big and can move. I mean, I noticed during this game, I'm like, wow, this guy is huge, skilled, and he can move his feet. Like, he gave me kind of Yao Ming vibes a little bit, right? He can move smoother than Yao. He can't shoot like Yao, but there was just something there that kind of reminded me of Yao a little bit, and that's turning back the clock a little bit, but still at the same time, that's what I noticed. That was my observation, and clearly JJ didn't like that matchup, which is concerning because there's a good chance that they could meet these guys in the first round of the playoffs, right? And if Memphis is dealing with a whole situation that came out of nowhere. They just fired their head coach out of nowhere. No one saw this coming. It was a very strange firing, but they didn't play like it today. Like, I was even talking to the guys on the stream and on playback with the Lakers Nation guys. I thought these guys would be kind of discombobulated, kind of like not knowing how to feel, to think, to how to play, a certain way, even though the system is totally installed at this point. That kind of emotional change could really screw up your team. I mean, and it happens all the time. It just doesn't happen at this point in the season, which is very strange. I mean, Memphis has won 44 games. They were right there neck and neck with the Lakers. Now I think the Lakers have leaped them in the standings, just going up one slot. But that's where they're at. Like, they're in a good spot, right? They're gonna be in the playoffs. They're gonna be a force. But it is what it is. It didn't really seem to matter. Those guys still played well. Ja came back after a 6-game absence because he had a hamstring thing, and he did okay. 22 points. He did better than okay, I guess. 22, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds. Now that I look at the box score, I didn't shoot great, 9 for 23, but whatever. That guy still got the job done for what you would expect. Desmond Bane was a Laker killer again. 29 points. I mean, there was a stretch there. He was just nailing threes back and forth. He had 5 out of the 8 that he attempted. But and then there's Zach Edey who had a double-double, 14 and 11 with 3 blocks. I mean, the guy's a beast. The guy's, I mean, if he would have landed where the Lakers were in the first round, I know they went with Connect, which I still think is a really good pick. He would have been a godsend for them. He would have been exactly what this team needs. He's not going to stretch the defense. He's not going to, he's not going to be hitting threes left and right. I mean, he didn't even take any. No, he didn't take any. So he's not a threat from distance at all. And he's shaky. There's been times where I've seen that he's dropped out of the starting lineup, or he doesn't start the second half or something. But 7 for 10, 11 boards, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks. I mean, you take that for a rookie big man. A guy like that, he's got a ton of potential, right? And then Jaren Jackson Jr. had 24 points, but he was in foul trouble, so I'm surprised he even got to that point. That guy cracks me up in a way because he had 4 boards. Like, how are you that big and that imposing, and you have 4 rebounds? And that's like his average. That's around his like season average. But it was basically all starters outside of former Lakers Scottie Pippen Jr., who had 16 points off the bench. He was awesome. That guy really impresses me these days. And so does Jay Huff, who's another guy. He didn't do anything today because he only played 5 minutes off the bench and didn't score a point. But Scottie Pippen makes his presence known every time he's on the floor. Every time. We had 16 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, and 5 assists in 18 minutes. That's pretty damn efficient. And he missed 2 shots and hit 3 threes. He's a stud. But in the end, it just didn't matter because the Lakers were the better team tonight. They just were. They had a ridiculous amount of 3-pointers in the first half. I think they scored what, like 70, 72 in the first half. Austin Reaves ended up being the leading scorer. Got a ton of points from the line, as he tends to do, just like Luka. 10 points from the line, 10 for 10 from the line. 7 rebounds, 8 assists. I mean, he almost had a triple-double. 2 steals, a block, and 31 points. Game high, 31 points. He was relentless. And this guy was questionable to probable to available all in one day leading up to this because he tweaked his ankle in the last game. The guy is an absolute machine. He's an old school player that can play through injuries, and he's relentless. He's just going to attack. He's just absolutely full of confidence. I think he kind of goes with that mentality, like, I got nothing to lose, right? All I'm doing is just proving everybody wrong. I've got nothing to lose here, right? So I'm just going to go for it. And he's embraced by LeBron. He's embraced by Luka. He's getting respect around the league. I mean, people are starting to say like he's the best third option in the league, which he has a strong case for. I honestly think he does. People say Derek White. People say Chet Holmgren. I think Evan Mobley is another guy that comes up. But I'm biased, obviously, because I watch so much Austin. I don't watch nearly the same amount as I do, with those other guys that I just mentioned. But absolute stud. Continues to just be impressive and all. I mean, he shot 50% from the floor tonight. He was lights out. Luka had kind of struggled from the field, 8 for 18. He never seemed to really get going, but Luka just does his thing though, right? He still has 29 points. He's a plus 11, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. He's Luka's Luka, right? Like those guys that are that good on that level can look like they're not doing much, and they can still fill up the stat sheet and still lead you to a win, right? LeBron had 25 points. 25 points, 8 assists, 3 steals, a block, 6 rebounds. I mean, filled up the stat sheet too. Almost went 50% from the field, 10 for 21. Awesome night, right? Rui was hitting shots, went 3 for 5 from deep, 13 points. These guys, I've said this on multiple podcasts now, but these guys, what impresses me the most about these guys is they're hitting the shots that they're supposed to be hitting. Even tonight, I think Vando hit a couple, right? It's more DFS, Rui, Gabe Vincent, and Jordan Goodwin, but like Goodwin didn't do much of anything tonight, which is unfortunate. Connect only saw the floor for 5 minutes, which it seems to be the trend heading toward the playoffs. I don't think he's going to get a lot of minutes from here on out unless an injury happens. But Gabe Vincent, 15 points. He was lights out in the first half. I mean, he was going ridiculous. I don't know if he scored in the second half because that sounds like what he had heading into halftime. But 4 for 6 from deep, DFS 3 for 7 for deep, 5 boards, 11 points. I mean, these guys are just doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? I mean, the only guys, I mean, Vando's been pretty disappointing lately. 6 points. He seems to be on the floor, like landing on the floor more than he's actually making an impact on the floor lately. 4 boards, 6 points, an assist. He only played 10 minutes. So that tells you everything you need to know. like I said, I kind of respect JJ for that because he's got that old school coach mentality where like, hey, look, if you're not proving it, you're on the bench. If you're not playing up to the level I know you can play, you're on the bench. I'm only going to give you a little bit of leeway, and then I'm making a decision and I'm going to stick by it. And I think unless things drastically change in the game, I'm not changing my mind, right? And result, 45th win of the season, on the road, which it's been very tough for the Lakers. Lakers have a losing record on the road, 17 and 20 now. So I thought it was a good, well-rounded performance. I did. The shooting was ridiculous. What did they end up with? The 3-point line, 44.2%. I mean, if you told me this a year ago that they were going to do this or they had the capability to do this, I mean, obviously a lot's changed and players coming on, but I would have been, you're crazy. You're crazy. This team can't shoot like this. And they do. And they shot, 50%. My eyes are going, sorry. 50% from the field, 50.6, 44.2 from deep, 92.6 from the free throw line. They missed 2 free throws all night, 25 for 27. That's another thing. That's not a problem anymore. We don't even talk about that anymore. I mean, rebounding is an issue. You saw the difference with the bigs, with a team like this that's big up front, right? They don't have a lot of depth behind Triple J and Edie, but they didn't seem to need to have a lot of depth. I mean, Lakers still got the win ultimately, and it doesn't really matter. But it's still something you should look at and be like, okay, well, when they head into the playoffs, these big teams like this are going to be a problem. They're going to be. It's just going to happen. Lakers can't contend with these guys. And then you think that's a 7-game series. This is not a one-nighter thing, right? Yeah, they can win on any given night, but winning 4 out of 7, that's a whole nother ball of wax or whatever. But I was impressed. But they do have a tough matchup coming up. There's only 8 games remaining, if I'm correct. Let me count it real quick. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 8 games. It was a tough one on Monday in LA, thank God, against Houston. Houston is one of the best teams in the league right now. They've been red hot. They are ridiculous, for lack of the better word. OKC is still incredible. Won 9 in a row, which is insane because they haven't been playing their guys. They've been like kind of cycling through their guys just to conserve them from the playoffs. Houston's won 9 of their last 10 games. They won 2 straight, and they're I was going to say comfortably in second place, but they're not comfortably in second place. So the Lakers are 3 games behind them, right? So even if they get this win, they're not going to move up to second or anything crazy drastic. But every win from here on out is going to be important for the Lakers. I think the only team that doesn't really care from here on out in the West, I mean, they care, but I think they're cruising off of just being a really good team is OKC. I'm tripping out that they've won 9 in a row. They've only got 12 losses all season. 12. I mean, they're in historic territory right now, right? They're up there with the Bulls and the Warriors, right? They're not going to get there, obviously, but it's still possible that they end up with a crazy finishing record, right? It's just they could be 70 and 12 going in the playoffs. That's insane. That's insane. But it's possible, and the way they're playing, it's very possible. Very possible. But that's besides the point. That's another thing down the road. Lakers do play them twice before the season ends. So twice in the next 8 games. I don't know who the hell they're going to play. I don't know if Shea's going to play in either game or, Jalen Williams or Chad or whatever. But I honestly, the way that they're playing, it's almost like it doesn't matter. They're just such a well-oiled machine that guys just come in. Well, okay, Shea's not playing. I'm going to take over. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to fill this role, and we're going to win just because we're that good, and we're going to make you know it. And that would be a real gut punch, heading into the playoffs, especially if it results in them dropping down a few seeds, So because yes, the Lakers are in danger of dropping into the play-in. They just are. Minnesota is winning games. Dallas is starting to trend up now that AD's back. Golden State's trending up. The Clippers are trending up. Clippers have won 8 of their last 10. Memphis is kind of trending down, but they're still scary because like today they could have won. Today they could have won. It's more than possible. But so okay, let me rattle off here the last game. So you got Houston, Golden State. It was another scary game. New Orleans. So they've only got. So they're splitting these games from home and away, right? So Houston, Golden State, New Orleans, all in LA. OKC in OKC. Then Dallas, which is going to be a huge emotional game for AD and Luka, in Dallas. Houston again, and then Portland to finish it out in Portland. So it's anything but easy. Anything but easy. This is going to be tricky. This is going to be tough. But I think this is kind of a good thing. So you don't cruise, you don't get comfortable, you don't get content. You're still firing on all cylinders. You're still trying to win games. I'm sure there's going to be guys getting rested, over the course here. Maybe the West starts to shape up to where things get locked in. But it's just with things being so damn close and maybe teams favoring certain matchups in the first round, I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go. It makes for entertaining basketball, that's for sure, because it's been nothing but entertaining basketball for the Lakers the last couple of games, even though there's been unfortunate losses like the Giddy, half-court heave, and barely beaten Indiana. But at the same time, I think the Lakers are okay. I think I like where they're going. I like the fact that Reaves is just a ton of confidence right now. It's going to be a fun final stretch. It's going to be, and we've only got what? So April 13th is the last game. So it's right around the corner. I can't wait for it because I just love playoff basketball. I think it's another level of ball. They take it way more seriously. Feel the same way about baseball. And even though I don't know if you guys saw, but Dodgers had that walk off by Mookie last night, which was insane and cool to see. And they're firing all cylinders. I don't know how they're doing right now, but this is not a Dodgers podcast. This is a Lakers podcast. So I like where they're going. I think it's trending in the right direction. I think there's definitely some obvious flaws, but this is not a perfect team, and we all know that. It is what it is. We're just hoping to get by with what they got and see where it goes. See if they can contend with the OKC, a Denver, a Houston, whatever. I think this game on Monday is going to be very crucial because Houston is a serious team. Like they don't have a superstar per se, but they're very well rounded. They're a lot like OKC they're OKC without Shea, right? That's the difference. They don't have that guy to lean on when things get tough. They got guys all over the floor, but they don't have that proven star. And I love how the dogs have to get in this as usual. Oh, Will Smith just homered. Good news. Cool. And in the night on a high note. But it's going to be a good game. It's going to be entertaining. I hope they don't rest their guys. I hope the Lakers don't rest their guys. I want to see a good, hard fought playoff intensity kind of battle. I think it's what we all need to get us into that mode, right? And there's only a few games you kind of throw away here. Like Dallas is playing for a playoff spot. New Orleans is already eliminated, I think. Portland's already eliminated, I think, if not on the verge. So the rest of the games should be competitive, should be entertaining, should be fun. So let's see where that goes. And then I'll be back on here after Houston, and hopefully it's good news and something promising and something we can build off because that's what they need. But until then, I'll see you later.